Well, hey everyone, my name is Nathan Jones, and if you're new here, welcome. I like to talk about all things movies, specifically Blu-rays, and today we are going to be talking about our Criterion haul from the 24-hour flash sale that just happened last week. And yeah, I got quite a bit, and I'm very excited to showcase what I picked up. And now, I will warn you that I have not seen these films. A lot of them are actually a continuation of my love of a particular list, the BFI Sight and Sound poll, and actually that's where a lot of these came from. But there's a few other ones that were like more recent and new titles that I really wanted to pick up just to check out, honestly. So this is going to just be my commentary on that, and then I'm just going to showcase with what I picked up. So with that being said, I would love to know what you picked up during the sale. So let me know in the comment section down below what you decided to pick up, and yeah, if you have any recommendations, I would always be up for that. So anyway, let's jump into the first film. This is spy number 1165, and it is a new release. It is Cooley High right here. Cooley High, I have not really heard much about, actually. So this came out in 1975, and is really interesting to come out at this time period because I feel like the Vietnam War just had occurred, civil rights just occurred, so having a film like this it seems to be a really cultural milestone. So I'm very excited that Criterion put this out, and honestly just looking more at Chicago, and that's actually one of my favorite cities in the States. So just personally, I really would love to see more about it from in the 70s perspective, and just follow these teens as they kind of grow up in the city. So, but yeah, Cooley High, I'm really curious about this one. I think I'm going to watch this first out of all the films that I'm going to be talking about today. So, but yeah, let me know if you've seen this one. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. All right, next is a film from 2021, so not that long ago, and is a spy number 1170. I'm talking about Bergman Island, and just as the name suggests, it's on the island that Bergman filmed most of his films, Faro, I don't know how to say it in Swedish, but it is about a couple who go over here, to pursue a film of sorts, and I guess the relationship that unfolds between the two. But I really don't know much about it either. I missed it just slightly at my independent cinema that has a nonprofit here in town. But I really wanted to watch this, so I had to pick this one up physically. And seeing that Criterion put it out really made me excited. So, of course, I just finished the Ingmar Bergman box set, so watching something like this is going to be really like a real treat. Just seeing something that is adjacent to his work, but also at the same time, it has kind of inspired it in some sense. But then again, I could be completely wrong. But if anyone has seen it, let me know what they thought of it, and yeah, if it was a good time for you. So excited for Bergman Island. All right, so next is a film from 2004, and is by number 1092. This is actually, this caught my eye because I had seen it a few sales ago, but I saw this in the employees pick on the site, and that's what really kind of thrust me to get this. And I'm talking about Throwdown right here. This is directed by Johnny To, and is a film in Cantonese. This is set in Hong Kong. And yeah, I guess it's a love letter to, Kung Fu, and then also Akira Kurosawa, it seems. So it's a combination of those two things. And yeah, but I'm just really excited about this. It looks like it has a lot of energy to it. And it's just a gorgeous cover and a gorgeous release, honestly. And also just seeing it, like I said, as an employee pick from Criterion, that's high praise. So I think I'm very excited to check out Throwdown. Yeah, I'm probably going to watch this more in around May, honestly. So very excited about this one. All right, next is spy number 96. So it's pretty old, actually. And I'm talking about a film from 1956, and we're talking about Written on the Wind. Now, I am a huge fan of Douglas Sirk, at least the films that I have seen from Douglas Sirk, but also Rock Hudson, Lauren Bacall. I mean, come on, right? We also have Robert Stack and Dorothy Malone in this film as well. This looks like just a classic 50s film, but Douglas Sirk always likes to subvert what's going on in 50s culture, and I love that about his films. And I'm very excited to check out, an additional film that he made in the Criterion collection. So this was, more of like a name recognition thing for me in terms of why I picked this one up. But I'm very excited to check this one out, and it looks like it's going to be a great melodrama. So Rock Hudson, Lauren Bacall, I mean, come on, right? All right, so moving on to another name recognition thing that this is why I picked this up. It's Jane Campion. This is spy number 301. It came out in 1990, and I'm talking about An Angel at My Table. Now, I am a huge fan of the piano. If you recently just saw my top 25 90s films, you'll see that the piano made that list, and I just adored it so much. Maybe adore is not the right word, but regardless, I am just excited to check out more Jane Campion and more films from her. And to see something like this, where I've seen the trailer for this film quite a bit, and it was about time that I finally picked it up, and it was one of those things that just really stuck with me as I was like looking for films that I wanted to pick up during the sale. And yeah, this is definitely one that I had my eye on almost immediately when I put this list together. So has anyone seen this film? I would be curious to hear about it. I haven't actually heard much people talk about this film in particular, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. All right, so now we're going to start into the films that I picked up that were all recommendations from the Sight and Sound poll, things that I did not have from that particular top 100 list, and the ones that I was really, really excited to check out, and like ones that I have like evaded for many years, but I finally decided to pick them up and check them out. So the first one I want to talk about is directed by Robert Bresson, and it is from 1966. It is spy number 297. I'm talking about Ahazard Balthazar. It's about a donkey. I don't really know much about this one, but this is highly praised, and I've only seen, I think, one Bresson film, and I've read about Bresson quite a bit from Paul Schrader, more or less. But, you know, I am excited to check this one out. I know it's going to be a slight of a slow burn cinema, but it really is just about a donkey named Balthazar, and how he's passed from owner to owner. And I guess it's gonna be probably one that's gonna be very emotional. So I'm very excited to check this one out, and this is why it's on the BFI list. So next we want to talk about a film that just recently came to the collection, but a classic film from 1934. This is spy number 1167, and I'm talking about Imitation of Life. And now this stars Claudette Colbert and Louise Beavers, and is directed by John Stahl. So this is one that, you know, when this was pre-ordered, announced, I was really excited about it because it's a film from the 30s, and I love films from the 30s, especially these types of films with Claudette Colbert and whatnot. But also seeing this on that list was like, oh wow, and it's so high on the list as well. I'm like, okay, a lot of people voted for this film. This has got a lot of high praise, so it's really cool that Criterion put this out pretty much right after the list dropped. So I'm very, very excited about this film. It's definitely one that I'm going to put on one of these nights where I just, you know, want to have a good time and relax and just laugh. But also probably cry. I don't really know much about it, but very, very excited about this melodrama. So if you've not seen Imitation of Life, yeah, this is one to pick up, I would assume. All right, so next we're going to move to 1970 with spy number 965. We're talking about Wanda, a film that is starred and directed by the person who made this, Barbara Loudon, where she wrote, directed, and starred in. And I guess this is the only film that she's made. But this is a classic of 70s American cinema, and one that a lot of people talk about. And I've seen clips from this movie quite often, and one that's always kind of been on my radar, but one that I just never pulled the trigger on. And I just felt like in this batch, I'm like, I'm gonna pick this one up. So, but yeah, I'm very excited about this film, and then seeing kind of the socio-political elements that are at play in this film. It's going to be a very interesting one, to say the least. All right, so next we're going to move to spy number 98, to a film from 1960, and it is directed by Michelangelo Antonioni. Antonioni. I can never say his name. It is La Ventura. This is one of the oldest things on my list that I have not picked up. I've been meaning to pick this one up for years, honestly, since I even knew the collection existed, and I finally picked it up, and I still haven't seen it yet. So this is definitely one that, like I said, has been on my radar for a very long time. But I'm very excited to check this one out, and seeing kind of what Antonioni, I can never say his name, adds to, you know, to cinema here. Yeah. Italian cinema as a whole is some of my favorite stuff that, you know, around this time period, this, like, you know, the neorealism, that kind of stuff was some of my favorite stuff. So I'm very, very excited about La Ventura, and I'm going to try to stop butchering Italian names. Next is a film that I have seen, and I upgraded to 4K. I actually never owned the Blu-ray to begin with. I actually borrowed this copy, but now I finally own David Lynch's Mulholland Drive. Now, this is probably one of the biggest names on this list. This is from 2001. This is the 4K. I haven't even opened it up yet. But like I said, I have seen this film before, and it was definitely one of my favorite Lynch films that I had seen. It might be my favorite Lynch film that I have seen. which, you know, a lot of people think this is one of their favorites. So, but there's a lot of work for me to do with Lynch. I need to check out more Lynch and to really figure out the stuff that I like by him. I know I have Blue Velvet. That wasn't one that really stuck with me. And I haven't seen Eraserhead ever. So, you know, these are things that are still kind of blind spots for me. And I don't really feel like when I did watch his films, it really clicked with me. So I'm very excited to check out Mulholland Drive once again. And on 4K, too. So very excited about this one. All right, next we're going to go to a French film from 1953. This is spy number 445, and I love how set up this is because it looks like gorgeous packaging. It's The Earrings of Madame de, I think is how you say it. But yeah, another film that was high on the list. I think actually it was near the top 100, like in the 90s maybe, is where this one was. But it's one that, like, clearly, you know, obviously if it's that high, regardless of it not going near the one spot, it is still in the top 100, which is saying something. So I really don't know much about this. It looks like it is a transitional film for the, you know, the French in the 50s, right? Which when I think of French films, I don't really think of the 50s that often. I think more of the 30s and 40s, and even in like the 60s and 70s. So those are like the time periods I think of French films. So I'm really curious to see kind of what this film is about, and yeah, go from there. So have anyone seen the Earrings of Madame de? I would like to know in the comment section down below. All right, next we have some collections. The first one is the complete Jean Vigo, which is spy number 578 right here, which has quite a few films in it. But the one that really struck me, and the reason I bought this one to begin with, was La Atlanta, which is from 1934. These are French films. I told you, like I said, I can tell you more about the 30s and 40s and the 50s. 30s and 40s from French cinema, but I really don't know much about the 50s. But this is Jean Vigo's work, which is from 1930, 31, 33, and 34. And so there's 4 things here. Very excited about this. You know, I really don't know much about this director. And it's just, I love little things like this because a lot of these things are really, really short, with only La Atlanta, you know, crossing over, you know, the hour mark. The rest of them are shorter than that. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And it looks like it's stacked with special features. So very excited about this particular release. And but last but not least, there is a box set that there's a film in here that was also in the top, you know, 100 of the BFI list. And I'm talking about The Journey to Italy, and the films like Europe 51 and Stromboli right here, in the 3 films by Roberto Rossellini and starring Ingrid Bergman. Oh my gosh, I cannot talk right here. But these are Italian films, and these are Italian films from the 1950s, 1950, 52, and 54. So we have various versions of this, these films, these first 2 films in either English or Italian, and then the last one in English. So very, very excited about this one and this box set. This is one of the box sets that has been on my radar for a long time, but is one that I have been wanting to check out for some time. So I know I've been saying that a lot, but you know, at the same time, I want to showcase why I picked these up, and then really you know, dive into like what my mindset was in this particular sale. So with that being said, has anyone seen any of these films with Rossellini and Bergman? I would love to know in the comment section down below. But that being said, that is my stack of releases. I picked up quite a bit. And I hope to settle down a little bit, but there are a few other hauls coming, and I'm going to showcase that as well, and I'm very excited to talk about them, and hopefully I can have more to discuss about them, because I hope to watch some of them and talk about more of them with you. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave some inspiration for what you would be doing future in Criterion hauls and also in sales, because there's a new one probably coming out in July with Barnes & Noble. So anyway, with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Give this video a like, comment down below, share, hit the notification bell, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.